iPhone 15 Pro Max, Galaxy S23 Ultra, the time has come. Speed test, let's begin with a boot up in 3, 2, go and see which one can get there first. Now we are rocking out with an Apple A17 Pro chip on the left. We do have ourselves the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 on the right. I've been so excited to make this video. 12 gigabytes of RAM on the right, and Apple has one up to 8 gigs of RAM, and iPhone 15 Pro Max says, hello. How you doing? Welcome to the A17 Pro chip land. Boots up faster than the Galaxy S23 Ultra. I almost said iPhone because I was thinking about that one right there, but boots up just a little bit faster. I was being a little dramatic. It was just a little bit quicker to turn on. And I can hear you are some people are already in the comments. I don't ever boot my phone up. I don't care about that test. Hey, sometimes you got to reboot your phone, maybe for a software update, and sometimes you just got to reboot it once in a while. Just give it a reboot. It helps it out, clears things up a bit. You know, you go to sleep at night and reboot yourself for the next day, don't you? All right, guys. So let's go ahead and test the biometrics. So we are rocking Face ID, and you know, Apple has had Face ID since iPhone 10, and they don't even talk about Face ID anymore. It's like they don't want to make any improvements to it. You know, I don't even see them making anything where we can bypass lock screen yet. So while very fast, just never seems to change. And okay, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but come on, let's add some new things. Let's make it a little more exciting. Samsung bringing the in-display fingerprint sensor, and then you can go ahead and just quickly unlock over here. Hold on, I'm blocking with the camera. There we go. You can just look at it and bypass the lock screen. So I do think the Samsung is actually potentially faster to get in, because I don't got to look at it. Once I know where that fingerprint is at, I am in that phone. So the Samsung probably a little quicker to get into the phone, whereas you can have the convenience factor of the Face ID, but most applications do take advantage of biometric and display fingerprints as well. So you can use that for that convenience. Okay, so from a general performance standpoint, I gotta say, guys, I am impressed with both. I'm very impressed with, you know, the iPhone 15 Pro Max's comfortable design, but from a general performance, like how just going through the software and system, it feels exactly like last year's phone. I'm actually more impressed with Samsung this year, and the reason why is because Samsung is typically, you know, not the best when it comes to having the fastest animations, but they really went to town in optimizing the S23 entire series of S23s, and these are finally neck and neck with iPhone when it comes to the smooth feel. All right, so we've arrived at the application portion of this speed test, so we're going to test the apps now. So let's go into, hold on, calendar. Yep. What was that, about the same? I think I got True Tone on. I don't want that yellow business right now. Let's get up out of there. Let's go into clock. And I don't know about you, but it's very difficult to see. It might have been Samsung with the animation, but it's like almost the same here, guys. Yep. Same thing right there. Let's go into weather. And keep in mind, the Samsung came out several months ago. So, I mean, the fact that it competes with this phone and it was out nearly half a year ago might tell you who's actually ahead in innovation. Let's go into Play Store and we'll see. And I'm not trying to anger nobody. I'm just trying to say, man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. With the foldables and the flip phones and all that, I do think Samsung is doing more exciting products right now, but I'm loving the iPhone 15 Pro Max as well. It's been a super cool titanium phone to try out. Let's go over here. Hold on, that one wasn't, I don't think that one was ready. Let's go into Groupon here. It's been a super fun phone though, you know, to hold, is comfortable. And now the iPhone takes longer. So you can see so far, that's the Samsung right there. So far, Samsung again. Samsung is this S23 Ultra, man, is the business. Not that we already know the iPhone's fast. Come on, man. $1 trillion company, they can make a chipset. You can see right here, Samsung quicker again. And I'm not saying that Samsung's not a behemoth. They are too. But at the same time, they also make refrigerators. So when we find, let's go on Instagram, we find, you know, the phones competing with the top of the line iPhone, that's always exciting. And then the Samsung faster there on Instagram as well. So let's head over into Amazon, and you'll see We got a little load here of this Prime Days deals. So I'm going to run that again just to make sure it's more of a fair test. Yeah, see Samsung quicker there. That was just the advertisement page. Let's go into Starbucks. Samsung quicker again. Let's go into Dead Trigger 2. People are going to say, well, this doesn't really test anything. They're different systems. That's the excuse they like to make. Apple faster on Dead Trigger 2. No, the Samsung has faster animations than Apple. You can reduce the animations if you want on both. Apple has it in accessibility settings. You can actually turn on reduce motion, and we'll show you what that kind of looks like. So then it just kind of goes like that. And we can also lower the Samsung down to basically 0x. But let's go into Asphalt 9. That's where we were. And let's see how fast we can pop over into this game. Samsung quicker there. Let's go and continue with current. And there comes Apple. So see, the iPhone, even with this A17 Pro chip, I would have to actually play the game longer term to see the thermals and see if that phone gets hot or throttles. But people are saying it. I've already been seeing articles that it does throttle. And Samsung phone has a pretty good overall. Hold on, I'm getting distracted. Samsung has a pretty good overall thermal system as well. Let's go into Temple Run 2. I gotta tell you, I've been monitoring the iPhone 15 Pro Max under heavy usage. It's getting warmer than I would like. Samsung actually, this Samsung S23 Ultra has been staying cooler to the touch under heavier use. So just keep that in mind. And this is so funny because the trendy phone, the one that's always out, is always the one that's getting all the attention. But honestly, I just think it's kind of insane how Samsung has had this phone out since March, and it's easily competing with the most trendy phone on the market right now, the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And so that, you know what that does for me? That only makes me excited about the S24 Ultra, the one that's coming next year, to see how that stacks up against the iPhone. So, and I'm also excited. This one actually makes me excited about the 16 models next year, because the 16 models are going to be something that, you know, probably really takes it up a notch. And that's because the 16 models are probably going to be something that really takes it up a notch for sure. And so we had about the same load time. This one just came to the lobby a little bit later because I had to hit the button, but pretty close there in Call of Duty. I actually need to move PUBG over here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but I'm just excited about these upgrades that are coming next year. They're going to be pretty good overall, I would say. Which one are you most excited about? Are you most excited about the iPhone 16 Pro, or are you most excited about the iPhone 16 models or the upcoming S24 Ultra? Let's go into PUBG Mobile here and see how fast this can load. You can see crafting over here, and pretty close so far, loading about the same time. And so all I feel like so far is that Apple's iPhone 15 Pro Max is just Apple catching up to or coming to the same level as my S23 Ultra. It's kind of how I feel. Let's go into 3D Mark so far. And the S23 Ultra for its size is also not super heavy, you know, compared to like 14 Pro Max. So let's go into Geekbench 6. And I will tell you so far, that was a Samsung. I will tell you so far, we'll do the camera later. I will tell you so far that the Galaxy S23 Ultra actually feels kind of similar in the build now, because the titanium edges don't really feel like stainless steel. So the 15 Pro Max's edges kind of feel pretty close to aluminum in terms of the feel, but still a little bit better, but they kind of feel similar. I felt the 15 Plus yesterday in store. Feels very similar. Let's quickly run back through the applications, see if we get any reloads. I highly doubt. We wouldn't even get them on the 6 gig of RAM iPhone 14 Pro Max. And we're a little bit toasty on the back here. Not terrible though. It was even worse like the first day when I was setting things up. And iPhone retaining its buttery smooth animations. And I think Apple might still have, hold on, I missed that. Apple might still have the win there for sure. This is where I think Samsung will fix in their, see, there we go. We're out of there. The animation just is not as smooth. Look at that. Like that just does not look as good. I don't care what you say. It might be faster in certain areas as Phone 9 with a slight, see, like what was, oh my, no, don't do that. You're going to get them going. Get them going in the comments. Amazon, Instagram. Yeah, I'm sorry, Samsung, but your animations, while you can hold a ton of applications, I'll give you that, super powerful. Apple still has the buttery smooth look down packed. You're very fast, don't get me wrong. This is a very fast phone, has no issues with lag or performance, but it just doesn't look as smooth as the animations over here. That's just a fact. Okay guys, so we're gonna go to Samsung.com here on both phones, 3, 2, go. Safari, and then we have Samsung Internet, a little bit faster on the iPhone. Also, the iPhone 15 Pro Max got faster 5G, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and click a similar link here as well. We'll go down to Galaxy S23 Ultra, and we'll see that's faster to purchase an S23 Ultra on Safari than over here on the Samsung device. Let's be fair, we'll go to Apple.com. So Apple.com. Let me go over here to Apple.com. And we'll go there in 3, 2, go. And faster for the iPhone. So the browsing looks a little quicker here than the Samsung. For good measure, we'll just do yahoo.com. Let's go here, and then we'll go yahoo.com here, 3, 2, go. And pretty similar there. So pretty close though. Smooth browsing on both. You can use the S Pen though on the Samsung for browsing. So you can use this like as a little pen to hover through the website and click like smaller screen links. So you can go like this. Hold on, I'm crooked. What am I doing? You can go like this, and you can click like little links that are hard to find with the S Pen. So that is an advantage to the Samsung for sure. But the Apple device a little bit quicker. It seemed just a hair, like a very millisecond difference on browsing. And as expected, the A17 Pro chip going to win in Geekbench 6. We're still waiting on Samsung over here. Geekbench 2905 on the single core, 7153 on that multi-core score. And yes, of course, isn't this always going to be the case? The older chip or the previous phone gets beat by the new chip. Maybe Samsung is working up some magic and they're going to come head to head with this A17 Pro chip in this area. The next one, you could see 1897 single, so over 1,000 points better. And then over 2,000 points better on the multi-core score. So from a chip standpoint, yes. But again, it's the same story as it's always been. Apple doesn't take advantage of that power. Okay, we got some AAA titles, but if you're paying $1,300 for a phone, are you really buying it to play AAA titles? Like, just get a PS5. Just get an Xbox One. I mean, GTA 6 obviously is not out yet. We're all waiting for that. I've been waiting for that since I was like 10 years old. But at the same time, you know, why would you want to play on this little screen versus a big TV with a Xbox? You can actually buy an Xbox or a PS5 and play console games on a TV for cheaper than one of these things. You could probably buy this for yourself. You could probably buy a console, a TV for yourself and for another bedroom or for a friend for the same price of this phone. So to me, you know, having the faster scores doesn't mean too much. But if you want to get technical, it is better. It is faster from a chip standpoint than the Samsung from a technical perspective so far. All right, in this wildlife application, it says my S23 Ultra can outperform 97% of phones. So yeah, it's 97% faster than most phones. Over here, wildlife says your phone is too powerful for this test. So we're going to go over here to the wildlife extreme test. Right here, let's bring it over here on a Samsung to the wildlife extreme test right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this 1-minute test. We'll be back and see what results we get for both phones. I'll be back. Okay, so interesting. The Samsung S23 Ultra was really a beast earlier this year, beating the 14 Pro Max in wildlife, showing its graphical prowess. Now Samsung or Apple has brought a 6-core GPU, and they now beat Samsung by a hair in the GPU. 3723, 3618 on the Samsung. Apple gets the victory by 1 frame per second. 22.3, 21.67. Then you could see scores better than 87%, scores better than 85%. So almost dead even in the GPU. So it will really come down to which one will throttle first or faster, and which one can do better with the heat management when it comes to your gaming performance. That's really going to be the name of the game, but they're pretty much neck and neck there as well in the GPU. So let's go ahead and check the camera speed here. I will be doing some comparison with the samples later, but this is a speed test. Samsung a little faster to launch that camera. Let's do it again. 3, 2, go. Now about the same. 3x over here, 3x over here, or 2x over here, 5 times zoom, 10 times optical zoom. Hearing rumors Samsung's going to go back to a 5, that would be really annoying. But we do have much more zoom on the S23 Ultra here. Let's take a photo. 3, 2, go. About the same. And people, I think I've seen some comments, people saying Samsung has shutter lag. Not these days, they don't. Now, you also have this action button. We'll see how fast that is because I have it set to camera. You got to hold that down. Double click for the camera over here. Now, let me go ahead and try that at the same time. 3, 2, go. So pretty close. I would say very close, honestly, with that action button and using the double click to open the camera. So let's wrap it up here. Very close in the GPU. Samsung a little bit slower there. A little bit definitely slower on the Geekbench. The CPU far more powerful and on an Apple device. Samsung still takes better advantage with its multitasking features, and the GPU is very close. So for me, the Apple takes the slight win from a technical standpoint. But you got to give Samsung credit. They nailed it with the S23 Ultra. So in a real world perspective, it's still going to come down to, do you want the S Pen? Do you want to use Samsung ecosystem, Apple ecosystem? Do you want to try out something new? These phones are going head to head this holiday season. Either one you go with, you are getting a beast of a smartphone. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. I will catch you all in the very next speed test. Let me know which ones you want to see compared against the latest and greatest. And I'll catch you all next time. Be sure to be well. And peace.